My name's Azalea Renfield, and my organization is Williams and Russell Community Development Corporation. We're trying to restore what was lost under urban renewal. 171 families displaced, 36 businesses, all for extension of a hospital that never happened. The lot sat vacant for 50 years as an eyesore to the community. PCEF is helping us because it's all about really just giving back to community. This whole fund was there to help community. It's actually seeing the dollars in motion for real organizations that need the help. Nonprofits often struggle with funding sources, and I think that the city has gotten it right to finally be able to find a big funding sources that can fund all these nonprofits that are doing the community's work. And to get money from an agency like PCEF has not only give us some organizations some sustainability power, but it's also opened up the door for other funders to take us serious, to say, you know what, we want to help out. Again, it's about credibility. If you can get a grant from PCEF, you can get a grant from anywhere. This is our second grant. We got one grant. The first grant was for the home ownership, the townhomes. This grant is now for the business hub, so commercial grant. We just broke ground on February 28th of this year, 2025. The governor came out. We're now going vertical. Our townhomes will be done next year, 2027, Q1. Those townhomes are the first to go. After the townhomes will be the business hub, and then followed by the 85 units of affordable housing and the child care. I'm hoping that PCEF can see that, when people are in the middle of doing work, it's still doing work, they continue to stay on the journey with us to help us get through, because they obviously see that there's mission, there's value, there's a continued effort to finish something, but oftentimes starting is not enough to help us get to the finish line. I'm hoping to see that once this block is realized, it's 1.7 acres of land, that they can see that what they've done for the community is a whole comprehensive Black epicenter of Portland, and to say that PCEF dollars were there at each project is going to be really mind-blowing, really revolutionary, to where hopefully people can trust PCEF to do what they say they're going to do, and that's honor their commitment. Without PCEF money, our funding stack will take a significant hit. $5 million towards efforts of getting sustainability efforts, helping the people who are going to be housed, the business hub to keep efficiency measures down. It's all sustainable. We're talking about windows, we're talking about solar panels, we're talking about green, stoves that make sense, refrigerators that make sense, all those sustainability factors. That's what's going to keep. It's one thing to house somebody, but how do you keep them in it? Helping to reduce utility costs makes it easier for people to pay their rent, and that's what we want to do. Black Portland matters. It always mattered. And sadly, through policies like urban renewal that were counterproductive, we thought urban renewal was about restoring and making things beautiful, but we didn't know it was going to come in at such a heavy cost to displace in so many communities. That's why we got blighted areas, because of urban renewal. Money that was just completely lost and supported one community but not the other, and at the expense of Black culture, Black communities, and now we get to get this right. And so I think that with PCEF stepping up to the plate to talk about our story, which is about reparative development, and PCEF saying, you know what, we want to help in that effort. They came to the table, gave us a whopping $10 million. I can't be more grateful, and I'm sure the community of Portland is very, very grateful and thankful that the PCEF decided to get it right, to get back to help out. I hope Williams and Russell becomes the blueprint for what other cities can do, and what it looks like when city government steps up. I think that sustainability factors are important for anything. We think about not just for homes and business, but just communities in general. Sustainability looks different in different ways. It's not always about having solar panels, but it's really about sustained funding sources, sustained operational costs. There's so many ways you can dream to imagine what you want your community to look like. And I think if PCEF continues to be agile, I know they've got a new category for innovation. That's important, because as the community change, the grant funding things should change as well and kind of mold to the times. So I'm thinking that all those things matter, and it's all about coming together and repairing and restoring. We need that. Sustainability is part of that effort. I want Portland to know that Williams and Russell is committed to restoring the Black epicenter of the Northeast, where it was a thriving community, where you have things like the Cotton Club and music and cleaners of Black commerce and Black families and churches, and there was a Black epicenter of Portland, and it was demolished. And thankfully we have a lot of folks and organizations like Albina Vision Trust, 1803 Fund, SEI, and the list goes on. Portland Housing Center, who's doing the work to restore what was lost, realize we can never really get there, but what we can do is hope that we can create generational wealth. And it's about wealth restoration, and once we get it right and we know better, we do better. And it really isn't just about Black people, but it's really about any community that's been marginalized. And I think anybody can use this framework, and it's called reparative development. That is a framework, reparative development. It's not about the us versus them, but it is, to me, in fact, the great equalizer, and it will be a matter of contemporary policy. And hopefully, going forward, that Black Portland will be able to see their communities restored and something they can be proud of, but not just buildings that don't make any sense or just like half done, but quality buildings, quality, because we deserve the absolute best, and that's what community is all about.